it's good that this is getting global attention, and lots of women, as you say, very prominent women, have signed this letter. But in fact, what does it actually mean? These are commitments on paper, and we don't actually know whether they're going to eventuate. The social media companies have been bleating about fixing cyber hate since at least 2006. And mostly what they do is just tinker around the edges. They don't make the significant changes that they say they will.
How much of a problem is it, Ginger, specifically for women?
The research I did with the Australia Institute showed that 44% of Australian women and 34% of Australian men have experienced some kind of online abuse, but the abuse against women is more sexual, more sustained, and more violent. So it is a huge and increasing problem, and particularly for women in positions of power, so politicians, journalists, sportswomen, when they hold some kind of public position, they tend to get attacked more. And they certainly get attacked more if they have some kind of other aspect, like they're a woman of colour or disabled women and so forth. So it's a huge and increasing problem. The United Nations is looking at it. We should be looking at it, but I would like more stick and less carrot, should we say.
Okay, so what are the suggestions? Oh, all right, well, actually, let's go back one step. What happens if a woman, anyone, receives this sort of abuse? Is the onus on them to do something about it? How does it work?
Look, at the moment, things are pretty dire. We do have the eSafety Commission, which is the only regulatory body like that in the world. So Australians can go to the eSafety Commission, and there is legislation in place to protect us. But the problem is that if you report to police, if you report to platforms, often nothing is done. And we need to be very clear about the real life harm that this causes. This isn't just people being mean online. For example, one of the women I spoke to, she had threats against her horse online, and then the horse ended up being killed and her dog was given acid. So we need to be clear that this isn't just meanness online. It isn't just people in basements. Real life harm is coming to people, and we need to do something about it. The problem with these commitments from the big tech companies is they're just on paper. They often say that they're going to do things, but there isn't really an impetus for them to do so. We've had new legislation passed recently, and I'm very hopeful that that will increase pressure on the platforms, but I personally would like to see it go a lot further. I'd like to see a legislated duty of care implemented for the platform so that they have to keep us safe. Because at the moment, they're creating products where we are coming to grave harm on those platforms, and really not a lot is being done about it.